Hi guys, welcome to Short Skirts and Sarcasm. I'm Caroline, and today I have a list of 7 quick reads that will probably get you out of a reading slump, or if you just want a short book. So my first book is A Sister to Sharazat by Asya Jabar, and I read this during the last year of my undergrad. I used it for my dissertation, and it is a fiction book. It's not a non-fiction book, and it is about 2 Algerian women who are wives, either current or former, to the same man. And the first wife, Isma, has left her husband and is enjoying her newfound freedom, and the current wife, Hajila, is still married to this guy, and she thinks about Isma and what Isma is doing because they've never met, and is also trying to figure out what she wants out of life. And it's pretty short. It's only like 170 something pages. It's under 200 pages. And I would actually like to reread this, but I just remember this book being really powerful in a short number of pages, and I would really recommend it. I would also recommend Asya Jabar's other writing. It's all great. Next, I have Chicken with Plums. This is a graphic novel, so it's a really quick read. And this is by Marjane Satrapi. She's the author of Persepolis, and so this is sort of in the same drawing style as Persepolis, so I think if you like Persepolis, you would also like this. I think this is lesser known as well, but it is about a violinist whose violin breaks, and he tries to find a new one, but none of the violins he can find are as good, so he decides to die. So this chronicles the 8 days it takes for him to die, and I'm not sure I would class it as suicide, because he does not kill himself. He just waits to die, and eventually he does. And this talks about his life, his past, his children and their future, and his relationship with his wife and with his kids. And I really, really enjoy this. It sounds like it would just be pure depression. There are light moments in this. And next, not depressing, I have Kissing the Witch by Emma Donoghue. And this is kind of a book of short stories, and each one of them leads into the next one until you get to the end. And I think it's really, really cleverly done, and it is all fairy tale retellings. So I love fairy tale retellings and fairy tales and stories that all connect to each other. And interestingly, it is sort of the same model that Sharazat uses to not to die in the 1001 Nights story. So synergy. And I read this for an English class, and I would actually like to read it again. I used to have a copy, but then I gave it away because I thought someone else might like it as well. And they did, so well done me. I am excellent at giving presents, but I do actually miss this book. So I would at some point definitely like to have another copy. And this is the book that made me want to read more Emma Donoghue. And I've read Room and The Woman Who Gave Birth to Rabbits, a short story collection. And to me, like, they're good, they're very well written. To me, and frog music as well. They don't compare to Kissing the Witch. So I am still chasing my Emma Donoghue high. Next up, I've got Pine by Francine Toon, and this is a creepy thriller, and I read it last October, and it fit October really, really well. So it's about this young girl, and she is in the car with her father, and she sees someone on the road, and the figure on the road looks kind of ethereal and ghost-like, and her dad's like, that's weird. And then they get home, and she starts talking about the figure that they saw on the road again, and her father has no memory of it whatsoever. And then a teenager goes missing. And is this set in Scotland? It's set in like a remote foresty area. So major creepy vibes, but it's really short and it's really interesting, and I did not see where it was going, and I really, really enjoyed it. Next up, another thriller is Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell, and this was available for 99p on Kindle, so obviously I had to buy it because that is what I do with my life. And this is about a house that is in a very wealthy part of London, and from the outside everything looks fine, but then one day 3 bodies are found in the kitchen, 3 adult people, and it looks like a murder-suicide. And upstairs there's a baby that has been cared for and fed by someone, but that someone is nowhere to be found. And it's weird because the bodies in the kitchen have been there for at least 3 days. A mystery unfolds from there, and I really, really enjoyed this. I think I read this over 2 days, and it really sucked me in, and I would recommend it. Next up, I have The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley, another thriller, also set in Scotland. I read it about this time last year, and it also made me want to read The Guest List, which I have talked about previously, also by Lucy Foley. And this is about a group of friends who were friends at university and have stayed together, but there are old resentments, and they all go to Scotland to celebrate the new year. And then one of them turns up dead. You find out who the dead body is because you're not sure at the beginning, and also what happened to them and who maybe murdered them. And my last book on this list is You Exist Too Much by Zaina Arafat, and this is a relatively new release. I got the ARC ebook from NetGalley, and I really, really enjoyed this book. This is another one that I read like over 2 days. I think I read 60% the first day, and then the remaining 40% the next day. And this is about a Palestinian American girl and then woman who gets catcalled when she is 12, and her mother tells her, "You exist too much." And when she is grown up, she goes into rehab for love addiction. So I really, really enjoyed this book, and basically it talks about what it means to be a Palestinian American, what it means to be a feminist, what it means to be a woman, and what it means to exist too much, and maybe that's just other people projecting their insecurities onto you. Does that make sense? We're gonna pretend it does. And what I didn't like about this is that it's set in like a rehab center, and I generally don't like that kind of setting, but that was literally the only thing I didn't like about this. So it's excellently written and short and a very quick read, and I would really recommend it. So I just have 7 books for you. That was it. I will leave you to get on with your quick reads. Check out the links in the description box to follow me on social media, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.